morning rush at Maple Grove Diner was winding down when Amanda Foster noticed the well-dressed man struggling in corner booth 7. His expensive suit contrasted sharply with the diner's worn vinyl seats, and in his arms, a baby wailed with the kind of desperate cry that tugs at every parent's heart. At 38, Amanda had been waitressing at the diner for 6 years. Ever since her divorce left her starting over with nothing, the job barely covered rent on her small apartment, but it had taught her to read people's stories in their tired eyes and tense shoulders. The man looked exhausted. Dark circles shadowed his eyes, and his perfectly styled hair showed signs of a sleepless night. He bounced the infant gently, whispering soft reassurances that seemed to fall on tiny, inconsolable ears. "Shh, Emma," he murmured, his voice thick with fatigue. "Please, sweetheart. Daddy doesn't know what else to do." Amanda approached the table with her coffee pot, her heart going out to the struggling father. She'd seen this scene before, not the expensive clothes or manicured appearance, but the raw vulnerability of a parent at their wits' end. "More coffee?" she asked gently. The man looked up gratefully. "Please, and I'm sorry about the noise. I know she's disturbing other customers. We can leave if—" "Don't you worry about that," Amanda interrupted softly. "How old is she?" 3 months, he replied, his voice strained. "My wife, she passed away during childbirth. I'm still learning how to be everything she needs." Amanda's heart squeezed with recognition. She'd lost her own baby years ago, but the maternal instincts had never faded. Watching this tiny one struggle stirred something deep within her. "May I?" Amanda asked, setting down the coffee pot and extending her arms. The man, whose name was Jonathan Pierce, though Amanda didn't know he was the CEO of Pierce Financial Group, hesitated only for a moment. His desperation outweighed any social awkwardness. Amanda took baby Emma with the practiced ease of someone who understood infants instinctively. The moment Emma settled against Amanda's shoulder, something magical happened. The crying didn't stop immediately, but it softened, becoming less frantic. "There now, little angel," Amanda whispered, swaying gently beside the booth. I know. The world feels too big sometimes, doesn't it?" She began humming a soft lullaby, the same one she'd hummed to children at the daycare where she'd worked years ago, before life took a different turn. Her weathered hands, rough from years of carrying heavy trays and washing dishes, somehow knew exactly how to soothe this precious child. Jonathan watched in amazement as his daughter's cries gradually subsided. For 3 weeks, nothing he'd tried had worked this well. Not the expensive nanny he'd hired, not the sleep consultants, not even his mother-in-law's well-meaning advice. "How did you do that?" he whispered, afraid to speak too loudly and break the spell. Amanda smiled, still swaying gently. "Sometimes babies just need to feel safe. They can sense when someone truly wants to help them." She looked down at Emma's peaceful face. "She's beautiful. Your wife must have been lovely too." Jonathan's eyes misted. "She was. Sarah always said she couldn't wait to rock our babies to sleep. I keep thinking I'm failing her. Failing them both." "Oh, honey," Amanda said softly, her voice full of understanding. "Grief and love all mixed together. That's the hardest burden to carry. But look at this sweet baby. She knows she's loved. That's what matters most." Emma had fallen into a peaceful doze, her tiny fist curled against Amanda's worn uniform. Other customers glanced over with gentle smiles, recognizing something beautiful in this unexpected scene. "I should put her back," Amanda whispered after a few more minutes of swaying. Would you mind holding her just a little longer?" Jonathan asked quietly. "She hasn't slept this peacefully in weeks." Amanda nodded, understanding completely. She'd learned that sometimes the greatest gift you can give someone is simply being present in their moment of need. "I have 4 grandchildren," she said softly, settling into the booth across from Jonathan. 2 boys and 2 girls. My daughter lives in Oregon now. I don't get to see them much." Jonathan studied this kind woman who'd brought peace to his chaotic morning. Her uniform was faded, her hands showed the wear of hard work, but there was something radiant about the way she held his daughter. "What's your name?" he asked. "Amanda. Amanda Foster. I'm Jonathan. And you've just performed a miracle, Amanda Foster." When Emma finally woke 20 minutes later, She did so with soft coos instead of desperate cries. Amanda handed her back to Jonathan, who looked like a different man, rested somehow despite his sleepless night. "Thank you," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "I don't know how to repay this kindness." Amanda waved away his thanks. "No payment needed. Sometimes we're just meant to help each other through the hard moments." But Jonathan couldn't forget Amanda's gentle touch or the peace she'd brought to his daughter. The next morning he returned to the diner, Emma sleeping contentedly in her car seat. "Back for more coffee?" Amanda asked with a warm smile. "Actually," Jonathan said carefully, "I came to ask if you'd consider a job as Emma's caregiver. Full-time with benefits and a salary that would let you see those grandchildren in Oregon whenever you want." Amanda's eyes widened in surprise. "Oh, I couldn't. I'm just a waitress. You probably want someone with credentials, someone younger." "I want someone who sees my daughter the way you do," Jonathan interrupted gently. "Someone who understands that love isn't about credentials or youth. It's about having hands that know how to comfort and a heart that truly cares." 6 months later, Amanda often marveled at how one morning of following her instincts had changed everything. Emma thrived under her care, and Jonathan had found not just a caregiver for his daughter, but a grandmother figure who filled their home with warmth and wisdom. Sometimes the most profound connections happen in the simplest moments, when we set aside our differences and respond to the universal language of a crying child and a parent's love.